YNW Melly, bruh, we got a huge story for y'all right about now. Cause, bruh, what the hell just happened? As always, shout out to my man Bryson Boom Paul. YNW Melly retrial at YNW Melly. Motions to suppress 1 through 13 oral argument hearing with the 4th District Court of Appeals will be held Tuesday morning, September 16th at 10 a.m., while the calendar labels Melly's former legal team of Jamie Benjamin and Daniel Aaronson as his representation. Melly's new attorney, Drew Findling, is set to take over the appeal case along with the criminal case scheduled for 2027, according to Melly's former attorney, Raven Liberty. 4th District Court of Appeal of the state of Florida oral argument calendar. An open session of the court will be held on the date and location below at the times indicated for the cases listed. Tuesday, September 16, 2025 at 110 South Tamarind Avenue, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33401. The panel of judges for this session is Honorable Robert M. Gross, presiding, Honorable Jonathan D. Gerber, Honorable Sarah L. Showman, Associate Judge. 10 a.m., 15 minutes per side. 2024-0248, State of Florida Attorney General, West Palm Beach versus Jamel Demons, Benjamin Aaronson, Edinger, and Patizano, PA, Fort Lauderdale. Benjamin Aaronson, Edinger, and Patizano, PA, Gainesville, consolidated with 2024-0420 for panel purposes, continued. So let's get y'all the pros and then the cons. Let's go. All right. So let's give you guys the pros and cons first. Let's give you the pros first, right? And then we'll go on from that, and then we'll give you the cons, right? So basically, this gonna give Melly's team the chance to argue all the evidence as far as stuff being thrown out. Which, let's just be fair, if some stuff gonna get thrown out, bruh, he gonna be in the big W already, right? So that's what that is. When people start hearing things like suppression and all that and everything, a lot of us who've been in this space for a minute, we're watching the tide turn because for some odd reason, suppression these days is being used as though cats is ratting and snitching and all that. But we already know that that's not going to exist right here. So we ain't really got to worry about that. And then basically, we're going to get to see Drew Findling, and I can't remember her freaking name right now, but you're going to get to see all of that stuff. So I have a theory on what's going to happen. I'll tell you guys at the end of this, but basically that's what that is. So you're going to basically have not only that, you actually know who the judges are that they're going to deal with. So a lot of people, when we go research, and we did this in a YSL trial, right? What we did was we looked at the judges, and then we seen who was at their dinners and all of this crap and everything like that. And you basically find out, and this is where the other lawyer, God, I hate that I can't remember her name. This is where the other lawyer comes into play, because she's going to be able to talk to her other lawyers and see how these judges are, I don't want to say swayed because that sounds negative, but basically how they come about getting their rulings. So some judges are stiflers for certain things. So if you know that you have the upper hand, you have that upper advantage, you got the familiarity, you got all of this crap that exists. So all in all, that's what that is. But here's a problem. Bruh, his old lawyers is still listed as his attorneys, which basically means some of these filings is about to lag. So it's like we're not seeing if Drew Findling is fully substituted in or not. That right there is kind of bad. I ain't gonna hold you. Then here's the uglier side. You only getting 15 minutes. Man, listen, bro. 15 minutes these days, man, that ain't like 15 minutes from the old school days. So hell nah. Then on top of that, even if Melly's side presents like strong arguments, appellate courts often gonna lead to upholding trial court rulings unless it's like clear error. You know what I mean? Like the burden is really on the defense to prove that all of this stuff is justified. And then even if some stuff gets suppressed now, bro, man, listen, man, he still ain't going to court or having his trial date to 2027, it seems. So, you know what I mean? It just is what it is, man. So that's pretty much what I got for y'all. But no. But let's get back into it. So then you have 1 through 13. What are they going to argue? Well, thankfully, we know exactly what the hell they're about to argue. And trust me, You definitely don't want to miss this one right here. Hit that like button real quick. Force this into the algorithm. Let's go. 1 through 13 crap. We actually got what it is. So 1 is going to be cell site location data. So basically, y'all know the prosecution claimed that Melly's phone tracked him at the scene of the crime. And then the motion likely argues that police obtained this data without a proper warrant or exceeded the warrant scope. That's going to be an argument. Text messages and DMs and iCloud data messages suggested motive, intent, or post-crime conversations. Defense could argue improper collection, overboard warrants, chain of custody issues. There's social media evidence, posts, stories, or deleted content. Defense may claim authentication, issues and stuff. Basically, this ain't even real. And we've seen that before. You know what I'm saying? They can't prove that Melly actually posted this. And we've seen this happen with Aaronson when Melly used to type a certain way, and then all of a sudden in one text message, he doesn't. Like, if you notice how certain gang lingo go, they rarely do this crap when they talking to their homeboys because it's their little speak. You know what I'm saying? So you got 4 going to be the ballistics evidence, and the state claims shots were fired from inside the car where Melly was. Defense may argue testing was flawed or contaminated, which they all do that. Like, you had to say all of this stuff is contaminated, and then they had to bring it back and make it seem like it is what it is. Then you got DNA and gunshot residue. You already know that is GSR, which has been tested since, the 80s? I might want to look that one up, bro, because, yeah, in the court of public opinion, if the court of public opinion is what it is, then yeah. So then you have the autopsy, which is going to be number 6. That's the medical examiner reports. Then defense may be challenging the admissibility if methodology was disputed in prior trial. You got the police procedures and statements. That's going to be number 7. So they're going to be looking for like Miranda violations if Melly was questioned without proper Miranda warnings. Suppression motions would aim to exclude those statements. Police interrogations, jailhouse calls, any statements Melly made while in custody. Motions could argue coercion, lack of counsel, or improper monitoring. Search warrants, motions, and that's going to be 9 right there. Sorry for getting off track with the numbers. Motions may challenge warrants for Melly's home, car, or phone as overboard or lacking probable cause. Then 10 going to be chain of custody. Defense might argue that crucial evidence wasn't properly tracked. Open it up for tampering claims, which we seen with the girl that was in Boston, how they was transferring blood and cups and stuff like that as DNA, and that basically threw everything out. Expert witness testimony, they're going to move to exclude certain prosecution experts, ballistic, digital, forensic experts for unreliable methodology. That's going to be 11. 12 is the photographs, crime scene diagrams. Motions could argue some visuals are prejudicial rather than probative. And then 13 is going to be the surveillance video. If any surveillance footage was introduced, defense might claim poor authentication or improper collections. So that's what that's going to end up being. And I'll get right back to it. Seti Nash, you kept on saying this thing that you were thinking was going to happen. What are you talking about? I think because we're seeing the prosecution ready to go and the defense still having their old lawyers, I think it's going to get pushed back. I just do. Nah, man, them panels, bro, they pretty freaking strict. They pretty strict. Yeah, but the issue that I'm seeing, and I'm not a lawyer, but I make a pretty damn good one on YouTube. I don't think that they're going to go ahead and proceed with this. Not yet. I think it gets kicked back maybe a month or 2 or whatever, but we'll see. Well, for me personally, I think that Drew knows he has to put that face on camera. I think Drew has to show up there, make a good showing, and I don't think it's enough time for him to make his arguments. I just don't. I don't believe that. And some of y'all will say, well, he should have known that before he jumped in. Bruh, you should have known that, and you would be correct. I can't argue that one. So if y'all want to take that W real quick, man, take that one. I can't argue that one. So the judges may lean towards that way, which majority of the time they do. Like, bruh, you just jumped up in here. But this is peculiar because of, my ex-girlfriend, Raven Liberty. I'm kidding. We never dated. I've never spoken to that woman. I'm just having fun. Don't jump me in the comments. Oh, you can't say that about her. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think the Raven Liberty part just kind of complicates things because when we watched it, bro, the judge basically was telling him like, bruh, get rid of her. Get rid of her. Prosecution was, get rid of her. Get rid of her. Everybody, Melly like, nah, my big bro Seti Nash said he needs some money. His girl take care of him, so I'm going to go ahead and keep him. So now, I'm going to have to start going around here and washing dishes and all that and learning how to get back to speaking French and get better at my Spanish, because where we at in Broward, you know, it's kind of crazy. We just stay in a 1-bedroom apartment and she's snoring, choking. But to be real, yeah, I just don't see it proceeding. I just don't. But if it does and Drew is ready to go, this going to go one of two ways. Either we going to walk and say, damn, Drew on fire. Or we going to say, man, Drew, you couldn't put no pixie dust on this crap, bro. But these are the, you know what I'm saying? It's rare that you're going to get a bunch of this stuff thrown out. He gets they get a great victory, because it ain't just him. They get a great victory if they just get one thing thrown out. They do. The way that the state plays it is, we did everything by the book. We crossed our T's, we dotted our I's, we curved whatever we needed to curve, our S's and C's, right? But also at the same time, too, I ain't gonna hold you. We gonna find out a whole lot about the prosecution as well, because they playing a game where they're introducing new people. And this is the part where I don't know if I put enough emphasis on this, so forgive me if I didn't. But the prosecution that they have, these is what we call, I can't say the BOOTY word, but these are newbies. These are new cats. These ain't the seasoned ones. That's why the old lawyer took them to the back of the woodshed and pulled an old yeller. That's why, because these cats is new. They don't know what they dealing with. So when you get Drew and you get the other lady, God, I can't freaking remember her name, but we will when it comes time for the trial. She gonna be the person that's putting BTA on full display, bro. Because the way it's going to look, it's gonna look like the coordination from the lawyers that they have. Bro, it wouldn't surprise me if they walked out with like 4 motions thrown out, like 4 things suppressed, pardon me. And if that happens, damn, you know what I'm saying? I would personally, and y'all gonna get, some of y'all gonna be like, man, stop saying his name, but I'm massively impressed with it. I'm gonna get a lawyer added to this freaking case, because it's life or death, who can basically throw out the whole entire cell phone tower stuff. If he can get that cell phone tower stuff done, then, bruh, I don't know what they have. I'm going to be fair. Like, the fight to me personally, y'all can disagree if you want to. Let me know in the comments if you agree or you disagree. The fight really is the cell phone. Without that cell phone, bruh, what do they have exactly? And we found out in the Young Dolph murder trial, the part 2, cell phone towers ain't reliable. Cell phone towers are not what we think they are. Remember, we were so misled. We were so misled about cell phones that we were told, oh man, a cell phone can pinpoint when you're sitting at the side of a car, which part you at, if the door open and all that. Remember the lies we were fed? Remember that crap? Man, cell phone can ping exactly where you at. If you sitting in a freaking, you sitting in a small ass Kia and you just right here in the middle, bro. If it's 5 people in the Kia, we can tell if you the one that's sitting in the middle. We were fed this bullshit and we ate it up. And then we found out, bro, this stuff actually ain't even true. So I don't know, bro. If I'm being fair, once again, I think he gets pushed back. I don't think Drew and his team has enough time. But even if they do, I'm bringing in experts upon experts to get rid of the theory of cell phone towers being precise. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it proceeds to go on. Maybe Drew Findling has tricked us all and will trick me in particular. And this about to look bad. We're going to walk away from this damn thing saying, bruh, Melly is cooked. Boy, 2027 going to be the end of them. Possibly. But I don't know, man. I'm just doing what I do. But y'all, let me know y'all thoughts on this one. You want to win this or this? Subscribe right now, bro. We done already went up 8,000 subs in the past 2 weeks, 2, 3 weeks, 3, 4 weeks. I don't know. Anyways, we going up sub. So make sure you subscribe now. Next month, if we do what we supposed to do, bruh, we going to double it up once we hit the 300K. But click right here to see how Young Thug just sat up there and shared a post of somebody saying they made up all the calls. We just going to call cap. Click right here. And I'll catch you on the next one.